Welcome to Beyond Just Money by Kalkinemedia, an independent global media house and investor relations group. Please note that this podcast is for information purposes only. It's not a solicitation or recommendation to buy, sell, or hold the stocks of any company or companies or engage in any investment activity under discussion. Kalkinemedia is neither licensed nor qualified to provide investment advice through this platform.
Hello and welcome to Beyond Just Money. My name is Samda and today with me I have Ms. Nidhi Sinha, who is the head of content for Kalkinemedia. Now, as we know, meme stocks are making a lot of headlines these days. So today we will be talking about the stocks that you can consider in this category. Welcome to Beyond Just Money, Nidhi, and what are your views on these stocks?
Thank you, Samta. Like you said, meme stocks are being much talked about these days. In fact, if 2020 was a year of unprecedented bull run, 2021 would be remembered as the year of memes, when they became the much sought after asset class. They also had a role to play in filling investors' coffers this year, in fact. On a lighter note, 2021 can be seen as the year when jokes became serious.
Well, that's absolutely right, Nidhi. And would you like to explain to our listeners that what exactly are meme stocks?
Well, these are those stocks that rise due to publicity on social media like Reddit or Twitter. These stocks are often volatile and the prices typically drop soon after the hype disappears. The buzz over certain stocks on social media sites basically drives many investors to buy the stock, which pushes the prices up. You could say that if the stock of a company witnesses wild upswings in its traded volume, not on the basis of the company's performance, but rather because of all the hype and hoopla generated on social media platforms like Reddit and Twitter, this stock will be called a meme stock. Since the stocks are delinked from fundamentals, they become overheated in a very short span of time. The hype around meme stocks is driven by retail investors who have increased their footprint in the equity markets across the globe in the recent past.
On that note, could you tell us about some trending meme stocks, Nidhi, that may be explored by our listeners?
Sure, the first meme stock to look at is Palantive Technologies, which is a software company. It specializes in big data analytics. The company stock was at $22.95 on July 12th and it gave a negative 1.80% year-to-date return. A few things to be considered about this stock are that the company recently received contracts with Federal Aviation Administration, Amazon Web Service Global, and CDC. In the first quarter of FY21, its total revenue grew 49% year over year to $341 million. The next stock to look at is Canoe, which designs and manufactures electric vehicles. This stock traded at $9.11 on July 12th and gave a negative 27.12% YTD return. If you look at the market cap of this stock, it is around $2.16 billion. While the company generated no revenue in the first quarter, its losses reduced. Canoe has seen its stock rally by almost 35% over the last month. The recent gains are driven partly by increasing interest from Reddit traders, who have been bidding up prices of small and mid-cap stocks with high levels of short interest. The third meme stock to explore Samta is Chewy, which is into pet supplies through online orders. The company's stock traded at $84.35 on July 12th, and its stock price decreased by 5.12% YTD. In the first quarter, it had a net sales of $2.14 billion, which grew 31.7% year over year. If you look at its gross margin, it expanded 27.6% by 420 basis points year over year. Another meme stock that can be looked at is Clean Energy Fuels, which supplies renewable clean energy like renewable natural gas. The company's stock traded at $9 on July 12th, and its stock price increased by 14.94% YTD. Last month, Clean Energy unveiled a new visual identity to basically signify its role in a carbon-neutral world in the future. Its adjusted earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization for the first quarter was $11.7 million compared to $11.2 million in the same period in 2020. The next on my list is Hims & Hers Health, which sells over-the-counter drugs, prescriptions, and personal care products online. The company's stock traded at $10.56 on July 12th, which was up by 4.45% over the previous day's closing price. Its stock price decreased by 32.65% YTD. Earlier in July, the company announced the redemption of all outstanding warrants. In the first quarter, its revenue grew 74% year-on-year to $52.3 million. The last meme stock that we'll talk about is Biochris Pharmaceuticals, which discovers novel small molecule and oral medicines to treat rare diseases. The company's stock traded at $15.80 on July 12th, and its stock price increased by 114.09% YTD. For the 3 months ended March 31st, 2021, its total revenues were $19.1 million compared to about $4.8 million in the first quarter of the previous year, which was 2020. So that's the list from me, Samta.
Well, Nidhi, to sum it up, we can say that the 6 meme stocks that our listeners may consider are Palantive Technologies, Canoe, Chewy, Clean Energy Fuels, Him and Hers Health, and Biochris Pharmaceuticals. Is that correct?
Absolutely, Samta.
Well, thank you for sharing these insights with us today on MIM Stocks, Nidhi. We really appreciate you coming on the show again.
Thank you for having me on the show, Samta.
Well, that's all for now from us. This is me, Samta, saying goodbye. And to listen to this podcast again, please log on to our media website, that is kalkinemedia.com, or you could also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notifications on latest videos and updates. Until we see you next with yet another insightful episode of Beyond Just Money, this is me, Samta, saying goodbye. And as we always say, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.
Our listeners are requested to make their own inquiries about any investments, and Kalkine Media strongly suggest that the listeners seek advice from a financial advisor, stockbroker, or other professional as necessary. Kalkine Media hereby disclaims any and all the liabilities to any listener arising from any use of the information shared or discussed in this podcast. This podcast is available for personal and non-commercial use only.